You ever see a stock just pop, go absolutely vertical in a single day, and you're left wondering, what just happened? Is this the beginning of something huge, or did I just miss the boat? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. We're looking at a massive one-day surge to figure out what the technical signals are really telling us.
I mean, look at this. You wake up, check your portfolio, and see this number, a gain of nearly 15% in one day. That's exactly what went down with Immatics NV, ticker symbol IMTX. A jump this big, well, it gets everyone talking and raises a lot of questions, right? And that brings us right to the heart of the mystery we're going to solve here. Is this explosive move a genuine breakout, with more gas in the tank? Or is it a classic trap, just waiting to lure investors in right at the top? We're going to play detective here and look at the evidence piece by piece. All right, so let's set the scene. The stock is Immatics, IMTX, and it closed the day at $11.87. Now here's the key thing from the source material. This price isn't just a random spike. It puts the stock way above its 200-day moving average, which, as you know, is a classic technical sign. It's basically the chart screaming that this stock is in a powerful bull market phase. Okay, but before we get swept up in all the excitement, any good investigation starts by checking out the risk, right? So our first move is to take the stock's vitals. We're going to use a tool we'll call the risk thermometer for this. It'll give us a quick, data-driven snapshot of what we're dealing with. So the first reading on our thermometer is beta. And if you're not familiar, beta basically tells us how a stock dances with the rest of the market. A beta of 1 means it's doing the same dance. But a beta less than 1, which is what we're about to see, means this stock is kind of marching to the beat of its own drum. This often happens when company-specific news, say for a biotech firm, big news on a clinical trial, is way more important than what the S&P 500 is doing that day. And here's the readout. This is where the story gets really interesting. First, that beta, it's super low, just 0.285. That confirms our theory. This move is all about the company, not the market. Then you've got the 52-week position at 94%. That means it's trading right near its yearly high, a huge sign of momentum. But, and this is a big but, look at the risk-reward ratio. It's also low. Now, what does that mean? It's basically a little warning light. It's telling us the price has shot up so far, so fast. Think of it like a stretched rubber band. The further you pull it, the more likely it is to snap back. So our thermometer shows us two things, high momentum, but also a warning that the stock is stretched. And that brings us to the most critical question. Is this rally for real? Is it just getting started? Or is this a fragile spike that's about to crumble? To figure that out, we have to follow the money. We need to see if this move is backed by some real conviction. And this right here is one of the most important ideas in technical analysis. It's what we call the volume trap. See, a price that goes up on really weak trading volume, it's like a house built on sand. It looks good for a minute, but it can collapse at any time. That's a hollow price spike. What we want to see, what the pros look for, is a rally with accumulation. That's when the price surge is backed up by a huge surge in trading volume. It shows real, widespread buying pressure. It's the real deal. So, which one is IMTX, a trap or the real deal? Well, the evidence here is pretty darn clear. First, on-balance volume, which is basically a running tally of money flowing into the stock, is trending up. Check. That's clue number 1. Second, the Chaikin oscillator, another tool that measures buying pressure, is positive. That's another strong sign that big, institutional money is getting in. And the smoking gun? The volume on this massive day was 1.67 times its recent average. So the verdict from the money trail is in. This is not a trap. This is a rally with real conviction. Okay, so we've checked the risk, we've followed the money. Now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle, the part that tells us about the health and the actual structure of this trend. Analysts have a name for this powerful pattern. They call it the golden alignment. And this illustrates that structure perfectly. Just think of it like a pyramid, stacked in perfect order. At the very top, you've got the current price, leading the charge. Right below that, you have the short-term moving averages. They act as the immediate support layer. And holding it all up, the solid foundation is the long-term 200-day average. When you see these 3 layers stacked exactly like this, price on top, short-term in the middle, long-term at the bottom, it's one of the most powerful technical signs you can find of a healthy, strong uptrend. All right, we've gathered all the clues. We've looked at the risk, we've followed the money trail, and we've confirmed the trend structure. Now it's time to put it all together and deliver the analyst's verdict.
So let's just recap what our investigation found. First, the risk profile, while it shows the stock is a bit stretched, really points to some serious momentum. Second, the volume analysis pretty much shouts that this is a rally backed by genuine accumulation, not just some hollow spike. And finally, those moving averages are in that golden alignment, which is basically textbook perfect for a strong uptrend. So what's the bottom line here? Based on all the data from our source, the technical verdict is crystal clear. The report itself calls the alignment practically perfect. Now look, no analysis can ever predict the future with 100% certainty, but the evidence we've just walked through strongly suggests this massive rally in IMTX is the real deal, technically sound and really powerful. And that's the story the chart is telling us today. This kind of analysis gives us a powerful lens to understand what's happening right now. But in the markets, there's always that one big question that remains, isn't there? What happens next? And that, well, that's a mystery that only time can solve.